38-25, Malone in front right now. 3:22 left in the half.
89-77 win earlier this afternoon.
Current leaders, Aaron Beebe with 8 points. Deeker Padrino with 8 points. Rebounding wise, Alex Miracini has 3. Talik Walker has 5.
Shooting 2. Frazier.
Walker with 6 points today. He's played very well in those rebounds we talked about. Very key to some momentum swings. LaRoque will hit the line again. First one goes in. Second one for LaRoque. Good. 15-point Malone lead. 3:22 remaining in the half as the Bobcats starting to really fall behind as their offense pressing for points. Kick, corner, 3 ball's good. Curtis Linton, the sophomore, cuts it down to 12. Pioneers back on the other end of the floor going to work. They're up 12, but they want to get it back to 15. Drive inside for Simon, short. LaRoque battling for a rebound, can't finish. Now a 3-point attempt, way off. Linton will collect. Drive inside off the glass and missed. LaRoque on the rebound got taken out from below. Johnson went under him.
Good hustle. Walking foul on the Bobcats. Team 6. Bobcats substitution for 15, Gordon Cannon. And for the Pioneers, number 14, Carter Hyatt. Pioneers basketball.
Ball tossed around for the Pioneers. They try to get past half court. A little bit of press from the Bobcats. May see more of that in the second half. Malone has really spread the ball around today. Impressive stuff. 2 minutes to play. 6 seconds to do something. Beebe, long fade away, just missed. And Walker again finds a rebound. Pyatt missed the 3. Second chance opportunities there for Malone. Just got to take advantage of them. 40-28 with 1:40 left in the half. Jumper short, and LaRoque found it, got knocked away. And Bobcats, good hustle. And it's going to stay with the Bobcats. Jordan Cannon knocked it out of the hands of LaRoque. And out of bounds again. We'll stay with Wesleyan. Padrino the leading scorer, but he hasn't had a bucket since probably about the 6 or 7 minute mark. Jumper, Litton, missed it. Beebe snagged it. Under a minute to play. Beebe, one-arm pass inside, and LaRoque puts it down. And what a delivery to Frazier LaRoque. Beebe one-handed on the baseline. 40 seconds in the half. And a quick foul as Mirosini went up. So both drop down to a 12-point game and a timeout on the floor. Looking at the stats so far today in a 42-30 game. Wesleyan is 11 of 25 from the field. That's 44%. They've hit 3 of their 5 three-pointers. Malone is 5 of 18 from 3. 17 of 35 from the field. The rebounding battle dominated by the Pioneers. They're up 20-11. And 31 seconds left in the half. We will see if the Pioneers can add a little more before they head to a break. Close to the final possession here. Again, your leaders today. Padrino has 8 for the Bobcats. Bedibo has 8 for the Pioneers. Rebounding, Mirosini with 4, Walker with 6. So Talik Walker been all over the place today. And he's a very lengthy shooting guard, small forward for this team with a good ball handle and a great ability to drive to the rim. But today, he's used the long arms to grab rebounds. 10 seconds to work. Blair rolling to his right. He'll stop and reset. Bedibo, Walker in the corner, 6 seconds. Hauls off, shoots it short. 3 seconds. And the Bobcats didn't realize what was going on. They haul one way away. And 42-30 is the halftime score. We ran you through the stats. We'll head to break. Nothing's changed. So when we come back, university content for you, and then a second half that will most likely stay competitive the way these two offenses have gotten things going. The Pioneers looking to snag win number 7 on the season. More coming up on the Great Midwest Digital Network. Back here at Nordonia High School, Billy Beebe, Jordan Miller with you. Marlington hits the field to start the second inning. They hit the field with a 1-0 lead. You know, I think about StatCast, Jordan. You see it in video games. You see it on TV. Kind of show how the ball moved, how they threw it, how they hit it. That one, that solo shot from Emma Jackson, I think it's a slow rise steadily as it hits that outfield and gets over the fence. Huge for the Dukes to get a lead early.
As soon as the ball got to the outfield, you just saw the momentum come out of the outfielders there as you watched it creep over the fence. They knew as it began to drop out there in the outfield that it was over the fence.
Faith Morrell, the right fielder, will lead things off for Canfield. Jordan talked about it earlier as that first pitch goes in low for a ball. It was Marlington's Sophia Nace throwing just 13 pitches, getting the Canfield batters 1, 2, 3 in the first. She opens up the second inning with a low ball. Second pitch, same thing, a little more dirt this time. 2-0 to start the at-bat.
Morrell's the number 4 hitter here. It's important to get at least your 4 through 7 on base here. You don't want to leave many on base if you're the Canfield Cardinals playing down 1-0.
Emma Jackson playing up a little bit. I don't think there's been a batter so far that Jackson hasn't it's not too far up, Jordan, but she's up a little at third base.
She knows that she can play up, though, because you have Audrey Miller with her athleticism at shortstop. She can make the plays over to third if maybe they are popped over Emma Jackson's head.
Canfield made contact popping up twice. However, no hits so far. And ball 4 there.
4 straight balls to get Faith Morrell down to first base. This is what they need. Up next is Melina Toth for the Canfield Cardinals, the ace pitcher that
Walsh Jesuit had the same situation in a pitcher that was one of the better hitters for their team. So a danger on the field. That means the mound and with the bat. Toth settles in. Righty on righty matchup. That one bunted into the air. Can't quite find it at the mound. Sophia Nace can't collect. and Canfield quickly has runners on first and second.
Yeah, the way that it hit, it bounced right there, and that is why Sophia Nace was unable to field that quickly. And you got runner on first and second, no outs. This could be trouble for Marlington if they don't get him out here.
Now, in a play like that, Jordan, what did you see as far as, does the first baseman running into that, does that kind of disturb the pitcher a little bit, you think?
No, they're used to it. The first baseman's coming in, and then you have second that's going right to first base to cover that base there, Billy, to get the out. So that should have been a routine, but there was a bounce right there in front of the pitcher's circle, which threw that off.
Mackenzie Koenig, the shortstop, steps up for Canfield, batting right-handed. 1-0 Marlington, top of the second inning, runners on first and second for Canfield. Sophia Nace sets in the circle, winds, fires another bunt attempt. It's high, it's foul. And Jackson was ready, but she looked like she might have overran it a little bit. Jordan wasn't quite ready for that high one. It was high.
One thing I noticed, though, she was up it. She would have overrun it had that been in play, but you got Audrey Miller right back there almost to third base as soon as that ball was coming down foul, down third base line.
So a strike on Koenig to start the at-bat, trying to drive in the runners with nobody down. First and second. Pitch lifted to left field. Bit of a chase for Walder. Gets under it, makes the catch. No tag, and that's a big catch for Marlington. And that's one of those balls we just talked about it. It's lifted high, but is it going to carry? That one dies not quite near the fence. Walder had plenty of room to make that play.
Yeah, she did have plenty. She had to open up her hips, get it out. Now, I did see Marlington turn some double plays against St. Vincent St. Mary, so they're hoping to do that here. 1 out, runners on first and second as the next batter takes the plate.
Marlington trying to hold on to their 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. First and second, 1 down. First pitch in there for a strike to Leah Figueroa.
That was a fast one. That was a fast one there. You couldn't be late on that.
That was hot and in. So Figueroa, tough to kind of pick her spot and swing. Nace sets her feet again in the circle, winds, fires. That one lifted again high and deep to left field. It'll roll away, foul.
And that was a deep foul ball to left field there. Had that been in play, that may have made it over the 200 deep in center field. It had a lot of carry to it.
Figueroa feels good about the swing, but now you got no 2 count. First and second, 1 down. Marlington leads this regional final 1-0 in the top of the second inning. Wind and fire. Swung on and missed. Throw back to first. It got away from the first baseman. Canfield's got a runner going for third. And a smart play by Ashlyn Moorer. She'll hold on to it. But a good throw from Eva Collins. She almost gunned down the runner at first. What a huge double play.
Yeah, so her stealing right there, second to third, that steal removed the force from third base. So now your lead runner doesn't have to move in case this ball is hit. But first, of course, we'll have to move over to second.
2 down. Sydney Lutz steps to the plate. First pitch is low, and the runner at first was going, has to hold back. And that's what almost got her in trouble on that double play.
Yeah.
But just like that, Marlington a chance to get 1-2-3 after runners on first and second with nobody out. Keep that 1-0 lead. Wind and fire. Kick to left field. A little bit of room to make the catch. Can't. Drops in front of the left fielder, Walder. And a run will score for Canfield. We are tied at 1. So it is Sydney Lutz who rips it. A little bit of height on it, but it drops perfectly in front of Maria Walder. Canfield ties it.
Yeah, game's tied 1-1 here. Important one with 2 outs. That was an important run to get. Now you got the force at first, second, and third for the Marlington Dukes. Put that one behind you. And I'm sure that's exactly what Coach Joe Tagliarini is telling his Lady Dukes.
First pitch in there for a ball to Hayden Merritt. Designated player for Canfield. Next pitch, fakes a bunt. Runners a little bit of an inch off, but nothing there. I think that one was high. So it should be a 2-0 count here.
She faked the bunt there. That's one of those bunts, if she lays it down, Billy, you don't want it to go far at all because Emma Jackson, she's already playing up, and she's got 3 options to get you out at.
2 down. And another ball fired in. Strike. 2-1 count. Canfield has tied it at 1 here in the top of the second inning. Marlington's Sophia Nace just trying to get out of the inning with 2 down. Next one is lifted foul behind the plate. Good attempt by Collins to get after it quickly. And for the catchers, when that ball's high behind the plate, Jordan, you got two things to worry about, not just getting off your feet and running, but getting that mask off, a little bit of room to see.
Yeah, making sure it doesn't get past you. Last thing you want to do is give up another stolen base.
2-2 count. Nace winds, fires, it's low. Full count now. Payoff pitch is coming.
I will say one thing about Ava Collins, the Marlington Lady Dukes catcher behind the plate there. She doesn't let much past her, and Sophia Nace works with her to make sure that the ball isn't too wild and it's able to be stopped to keep it contained.
So much momentum right now going back and forth between these two teams in just one inning. That ball high, and a runner will go back to first on the walk. I say that, Jordan, because you got Canfield hits. Marlington gets 2 straight outs. Canfield scores a run. Now Canfield's loaded the bases. Momentum shifting, and it's just the top of the second I'm talking about right now. We're tied at 1. Thank you for tuning in to WHBCSports.com. Back to the top of the order, and Jenna Treveri, the center fielder for Canfield. She popped up to second base in her first at-bat. Here she'll ground it to short. Hits the runner, and that'll be a dead ball out. So a little bit of a break for Marlington. No effort needed to be made. However, Canfield hits. They hit well and continuously. It buys them a run. We're tied at 1. Quick break here on WHBCSports.com. The regional final. Marlington and Canfield tied at 1. Back here at Glen Oak High School, Billy Beebe, Derek Philo with you as Glen Oak trails Lorraine 7-0. As both teams getting stretched out, ready to go. Derek, it looked like beautiful weather, perfect, clear, maybe a little cloudy, but things have changed a little bit. I'll say they've slowed down a slight bit now, but we are staring down 60 degrees and a windy mist coming in on this field. We've seen 3-4 fumbles already.
Mm-hmm. Looks to be a little bit windy, so the weather definitely seems to be affecting the game a little bit.
Now, let's talk about this. You mentioned this stat to me earlier. I was wondering this the other day, so great research by you. 9 years since Glen Oak had a playoff win. That would have been, I believe, under Scott Garcia also during his first stint?
I would imagine.
Okay. So Garcia returns for his second time. It was funny. I talked with him. I said, what would be the difference between Scott Garcia now and Scott Garcia, I don't know, 5 years ago? That Scott Garcia would have lost his mind on this team. He said, I'd like to think I'm a little more patient. I don't think the guys would agree with you, but they didn't play for that Scott Garcia, so they don't even know. So he's getting soft in his old age.
Well, I love hearing him talk. I know we have the preseason coaches, thing at St. Harlumbo, sponsored by WHBC, and every year it's awesome to hear, the likes of Coach Garcia and Trucker, guys who've been doing this, Spider, Miller at East Canton, just to hear how they approach a season. And Coach Garcia, like I said a couple times, old school. He's a former offensive lineman, so he's a tough guy, and it's awesome to see him have success here this year.
Yeah, I agree. And the other note I will say from talking with him on the huddle and like you said, our banquet dinners and things like that, you mentioned, last year. I don't want to talk about last year. I'm not interested in talking about the past. He's right.
Okay.
He doesn't care that they were 3 and whatever a couple years ago, 4
Yep.
and 6 last year. They're 6-4. They're in the playoffs. They're hosting a playoff game. That's what's on his plate. That's what matters to him.
And you know what? That's the message he's sending to his kids, and they obviously they're buying in and they're believing in themselves right now.
7-0, Lorraine leads Glen Oak. The Golden Eagles will start with the ball. So, Mr. Philo, as the Golden Eagles take over on offense, you're Scott Garcia. What's your game plan for the second half to get on the board? Actually, let's just go with this first drive. What's your plan on this first drive here?
You got to take care of the football, number one, okay? They've had success getting the ball out in the open. They tried a few times up the middle. Lorraine's that front did a good job of kind of swallowing them up. So when they got the ball, whether it be on a swing pass or a zone read where they kick it outside, I know you talked about that with Bert a few times. I think they need to exploit that outside a little bit.
So we'll keep an eye on that. Great stuff by the former Sandy Valley standout quarterback to my right, doing color tonight. Shout out the rest of our sports team for the different roles they play, whether they're on a broadcast or not. Pam Cook, of course, getting everything organized, making sure we can be where we need to go. I know you worked with Bill Morgan all year on these games. Bill's terrific, and we appreciate the work he did this year, and we'll see him around at different games, and he fills in for Pam Cook on the morning news. Me and him getting after it when he fills in for Pam. We'll be talking managerial hires for the Guardians, I'm sure. He's filling in Friday, so that'll be interesting. But second half, back to football here. Lorraine opening things up in the second half with a squib kick. Burt will get up to it, bounces behind him, and now it's fielded by Jalen McElroy. McElroy to the left side, still pushing, and he is wrapped up and pushed back. I'm not sure what the forward progress is on that, Derek.
Yeah, it looks to be at about the 26, which it looks like he could have been worse because right now he's laying back at the 20.
And down right now for the Golden Eagles as he took a heck of a hit.
Well, you got to just go down. He had, guys on his ankles.
And
looks to be okay.
12-second play there to open things up. And so a first down and 10. We'll see what the exact marking is. Looks to be at the 20. They did give him a nice forward progress here to the 26. A different quarterback out there for Glen Oak. And a carry to that left side for the Wildcat quarterback. That might have been Johnson lined up. But we will wait to confirm. This is something we thought we might see there. Trying to get a number.
Yeah, it was hard to tell in that one.
And it may be Adrian Burt, but we haven't seen him all night. And I think that is Adrian Burt.
Looks to be.
So Adrian Burt, nothing played in the first half. He'll check in for the second. Give to Jamar Johnson on the left side. Here come the Golden Eagles. First down and then some up to the 38-yard line for Jamar Johnson. So we mentioned Adrian Burt here and there. We hadn't seen him in warm-ups. We don't know if he's playing. He's the backup quarterback, not if we can't find him. Next thing you know, here he is, Derek, to start the second half. And it's not even about Cole Anderson struggling or not doing this or not doing that. It really is. They just want to run the option, have another option at quarterback. They've won games this way. They're going to try it now. Burt, pistol formation, Johnson on his hip. Two receivers on the right side, including his brother. He'll keep it. Off the block, Burt slipping through tackles to the 49-yard line. And we'll see where they mark it. He should be just past the first down, but we'll see. And they'll give it to him.
Yeah.
Fresh set of yards.
He shows what he can do right there using his feet, and that adds, that's a whole new dimension. And you wonder, Billy, if that was part of their game plan coming in, was saying, hey, if we could stick it out till halftime, see what he can do.
One receiver right, one left. The Burt brothers in the backfield. Avante will step up next to his brother on the right. It'll be a give to Avante on the left. Has to go all the way around parallel, and that's how the defense will catch him. And you talk about you want to head north, but that was just east then south towards the end. So a loss for sure there. And it'll be a second down and 14.
If you ever hear defensive linemen being talked about getting flat and getting down the line, that's exactly what it is. And there were two of them right there who just sprinted straight down the line, were able to get into the backfield.
7-0 Lorraine. Glen Oak opens the second half with the ball here as Adrian Burt is in at quarterback, under pressure, steps up, throws, almost had his brother at the first down marker, threw it away to the right of him, and he couldn't quite get to it. Tough, so athletic. Avante Burt's all over the field, but that size kind of creeps up on him at times.
It does, and I'll tell you what, Adrian was trying to elude some defenders and wasn't able to kind of comfortably get to a point where he could turn his hips and, get the ball out, so he ended up throwing it out of bounds.
I will say, I've done enough Glen Oak games, folks, that this is not uncommon for Scott Garcia to start with a quarterback, then go to Adrian Burt. When it's about slowing things down and providing options at quarterback. Burt rolls to his right, steps up, looking to throw, looking to run, now looking to throw again. High, and to the right of his receiver, McElroy, not quite open, not quite covered, awkward situation there, a tough throw to make, and nothing there for Glen Oak.